Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Joe. Welcome back to another episode of the Inside Our Phillies podcast. This weekend, the Phillies took 2 out of 3 from the Mets, and earlier this week, they also took 3 out of 4 against the Nationals in a very miraculous fashion. But here to talk all about it, we've got Jeremy, SJ Phillies fan. How are you, man?
Hi, the vibes are great. 5 of 7, and the Nationals series was basically the walk off that we can never get at home.
I mean, they scored 15 runs combined in the ninth inning of those 3 wins in the series. Uh, we have never seen anything like that before. It's the first time in MLB history that there's been go-ahead home runs hit by the same team 3 games in a row in the ninth inning. But the Phillies are the first and only team to have ever done it. So off the jump, Jeremy, I think the big debate a lot of people were having after that national series was if it was more of the offense waking up or if it was more of the Nationals bullpen being really bad. What do you think?
I think it was a bit of both. I think mostly it was the Nationals bullpen being very bad because that was just an obscene amount of runs they gave up in the ninth inning every game. It'd be down to the last strike in was it every game? It was only two. It was only, no, it was only two of them.
Two of them, the first two.
Yeah. Uh, because I mean, as we saw against the Mets, we still won, but the offense wasn't dynamic.
Yeah, it feels like this has been like a month of baseball that we've missed, right? We had the whole like Schwarber injury arc where he missed a couple of games. I think for a moment people were worried, but it seems like he's fine. Obviously, he hit the big home run today, his 30th of his season. But what are the big things that like kind of stand out to you over this last week of play, Jeremy?
Braden Marsh is legit, that's for sure. Derek Hill, I've never once questioned that move. He is the savior. He is the son of Philadelphia,
Okay.
and the, Kirk Ring cannot pitch in the eighth inning.
Yeah. Let's kind of take these piece by piece. I think maybe the most fun way to start this off is Derek Hill. That catch that he made, I was at the game in City Field Friday night when he made that miraculous home run robbery of Juan Soto. And he's been pretty impressive as a Philly. I maybe think that says more about like how low the bar has been. But I think he's given kind of exactly the jolt that the Phillies were hoping for from that move.
Well, I mean, the guy is a former first round pick way back in 2014, but he's 30 years old and he has a career OPS of 630. So everyone's just pedestrian move, like okay, we need a right hand bat going, but his numbers against lefties were never actually bad. So he's been but we obviously he's not going to hit 357 with a 964 OPS.
Yeah, I mean,
But that
I
that catch was insane.
I think it's like very easy to say that like this is not sustainable and people should not expect Derek Hill to perform like this for the rest of the season. But this is something that we should enjoy while we have it because unfortunately everything that Phillies have tried to do by calling up young players within their system, kind of to plug holes in the outfield this year, has completely failed. You look at Felix Reyes, you look at Rincones Jr. And then you also look at Justin Crawford, obviously trying to plug a hole in center field, and he has a negative WAR. And then Otto Kemp as well. Like these are our 4 players that have negative WARs for each one of them, and it's kind of a concerning facet of the Phillies farm system to me that they seemingly are completely unable to even have playable play from these guys coming up from AAA.
Yeah, and but I just like just thinking back, the Phillies always seem to have random utility guys have great years. Like obviously recently we had with Wilson in 24 who had put up 836 OPS. Andres Blanco in 2015 put up a 1.4 WAR out of nowhere. Greg Dobbs, who could forget his run from '07 and '08.
Mm.
But but the problem with the Phillies though is when these guys stop being like the darlings, they hang on to them way too long. Because well, Greg Dobbs was great in 0708. He put up negative WAR point two, then negative 1.1. Andres Blanco was negative WAR the next 2 years. With the Wilson was terrible last year. It just it's it just seems like a trend. We have these great years from utility guys. It's always fun, but then they overstay the welcome, then leave on a sour note.
Right. Yeah. I think that's a great point. It's just sad when like you constantly see other teams kind of get these people and out of nowhere and it works out, but that doesn't ever seem to happen with the Phillies. I want to make it clear though, and I want to know how you feel about this. That right now, I feel more optimistic about the team than I think I have all year. Right
Oh
now,
yeah,
they
you have to.
they sit at 47 and 37, 10 games above 500. The Braves are really continuing to slide. Maybe it's the injuries finally catching up to them, but they are only now 3 games back of the Braves. The Phillies are. And at this point, you have to say that the division is in play, right?
Yes, 3 games numerically, but 4 in the loss column. So really, 4. You can't make up losses. You can only make up wins.
Yes. Yeah. But I think that right now, the way that these teams are playing, within a week, it would not surprise me if this completely flipped itself. Right? I mean, the Phillies' schedule coming ahead is not too bad. It's not like a cakewalk, but I think that it's handleable at the very least. And for the Braves, to be honest, also pretty handleable coming up. But they did just struggle against the Giants and the Padres, and who's to say that they're not also going to be struggling against the Cardinals, for example, in this upcoming series. So, going to be interesting to see how this all shakes out. But what are you really kind of looking forward to about this division race? I feel like in this entire run, and really maybe ever since like 2018, the Phillies have not been in a division race. So like, I hope that is how this turns out to be.
Well, the 2018 and 2019, they were both in the race, and they just collapsed it in August.
18, I mean 18,
So,
absolutely. For 2019, I think that was maybe a little further back. Um, let's see, it looks like 2019 standings on August 1st. Maybe you're right. Maybe the Phillies were leading going into August on that date.
yeah, August 1st, they were 57.
Oh, they were
Yeah,
seven
they're
games
52,
back.
51.
They were 7 games back on
Oh,
August 1st.
okay. Okay. It was just that they were over 500 in contention and they just collapsed. Okay.
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
in wild card
Yeah. So,
contention.
yeah. Yeah. So 2018 was, yeah, they were we were leading most of the year in 2018 and then collapsed. Yeah.
Yeah, you go to August 1st of 2018, and the Phillies were up by half of a game
Yeah.
in the division.
Yeah.
So that,
We were tied on August 12th for the division, 65-52, and we finished 80 and 82.
right. Even going into September, on September 1st, they were 3 games back of the Braves. So
Yeah.
that was crazy that the team was as competitive as they were,
Yeah.
but alas,
Yeah.
they
They lost
were.
9 in a row really to end the year. Yeah.
Yeah, everyone remembers that Rockies series. Um, I have a little bit of an exercise for you. Um, all right, and I'm interested to see how you're going to rank this. But I want you to rank the following 6 people by how much baseball reference WAR they're going to have by the end of their careers. Okay, Andrew
Okay.
Painter, Justin Crawford, Aiden Miller, Brandon Marsh, Jeff Hoffman, and you, Jeremy. You're the 6th person on this list.
Yeah. Well, mine will be 0.
Yes.
So I am better than Greg Dobbs, who had negative 3.8 WAR.
There you go.
Don't mean to pick on Dobbs, but I just had his baseball reference page still open. So yeah, okay. So Marsh has 12 right now, and he's averaging, besides last year, 3 WAR a year. Geez, Marsh could be like 40-ish WAR. I'm gonna say like 38.
Okay. So is Marsh your leader? You think Marsh's gonna have the most career WAR out of these 6 people?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. Painter. Oh, with the prospect. I don't know. Painter. He's gonna. I'm gonna be optimistic. Homer. He's gonna fix it. He's gonna finish with 55. Boom. Oh, done.
So you
Uh,
think Painter's going to finish with 55 WAR, so he's actually your
yes.
number one?
Yeah. I think Painter. Because if he turns out to be good, this will be. I'll be seen as a visionary.
Okay. Okay. Bet on the upside.
Crawford. Eh, 15.
Okay.
And then Aiden Miller. 80.
80 WAR? Oh my god, you're positive
Yeah.
today, man.
Yeah. Well, he's the top prospect. I got nothing to go off.
He may not have a back anymore.
Mm. He might not. Yeah, but yeah, but he might have a back and he might be a stud. So
Okay.
I'll go in that way.
Jeff Hoffman, I guess,
'Cause,
would be last
I don't
on
know
your
what's
list.
Jeff. Yeah, okay. What's Jeff Hoffman at right now?
I think it's like 4.
Yeah, he's at 4. Uh, yeah, maybe he'll end up with 6.
And then you'll end up with 0.
Yeah.
All right. Here's my list. I've organized my list from the most WAR to the least WAR. And Marsh is my number one on this list. As we sit here today, he's at 12.1 career baseball reference WAR. He's 28. I think maybe he'll be able to finish somewhere around 25 WAR, 30 WAR, maybe if you're optimistic on it. But somewhere in that 20 to 30 range probably feels about right for Marsh. I think he's going to be number one on the list by a pretty healthy margin. Number two, I have Andrew Painter. I don't think Andrew Painter is going to be an ace anymore or even necessarily a number two, but I think that he certainly still will be able to figure out how to be like an effective back end starting pitcher for quite a while. A 4 starter, let's say, and maybe he ends his career with like 10 baseball reference WAR. That's my second place. Number three, I have Jeff Hoffman. I think you're pretty right saying that he'll have, somewhere around 6 WAR by the end. Call it 5, 6, whatever. I think that's going to be number 3 on this list. And number 4, I have Aiden Miller. I'm very worried. I was with a Met friend of mine a lot over this weekend, and he brought up like the comparison of like Aiden Miller and David Wright with like the back issues, and that terrified me. It feels very similar to the whole David Wright thing that eventually ended his
Well, no,
career.
David Wright had spinal stenosis.
Well,
That's
we
a,
don't know what's wrong with Aiden Miller.
but that is actually but that was from like he had a back fracture in 2011.
Yeah, but like it's the same area that we're talking about, right? Like if you're talking about like, somebody who tore their labrum in their shoulder versus their rotator cuff, it's still a shoulder injury, which is not a good sign for a pitcher, right? Like back injury is never going to make me think, oh, this guy's going to,
I
be
know, but
perfectly
I know
fine.
the fact that there was a diagnosis of it and everything, and the hope is that the hope for Ada Miller is it was just like some nerves that wouldn't calm the hell down.
Yeah, I mean, at least for what I've seen, I think like the common perception is that like he might be able to like manage the pain, and like the procedure he got is a part of that, but it most likely is some kind of chronic back issue that he's always going to be dealing with, and that scares me. I don't really think I could be confident about somebody with a chronic back issue. I think I have to acknowledge the possibility that he never even makes it to the major leagues in the first place, and thus will finish with as much baseball reference for as you will, Jeremy. But I think Miller
Ooh.
will maybe put together a flash or two in the major leagues before eventually injuries kind of just make it so that he can't keep playing anymore, and he finishes with a couple more. I think that you will finish with 0 baseball reference for. And I think Justin Crawford ends negative. I know that this is a very negative thing to say, but I just really struggle to see Justin Crawford being a productive player in the major leagues. I think you look at his swing, and it's very slow. His swing is very slow. He can't really catch up to the super high velocity all that well. I think then you look at just how much he barrels the ball, or not even really barrels the ball, just hits the ball into the ground. And that is not something that works as well on major league defenses as it works on minor league ones. And if you want him to be like a slap hitting player that hits somewhere in the low 200s, that would be fine if he played like a plus plus or even just a plus center field. But he does not. He is great when he does get a read on the ball, but those reads on the ball take a long time for him to get. And I don't really think I've seen signs of improvement from Justin Crawford. Like, I don't think he would have robbed that Juan Soto ball on Friday night.
I
And I
think
think
many
that,
would.
well, did he say you think he would?
No, I don't think many would.
Well, yeah, but like, I mean, Derek Hill is not like a, plus plus center fielder. He's a good center fielder, and that was a crazy play, right? Like, that's not a play you
Yeah, I
expect a
know,
center
but I
fielder
feel
to
like
make.
yeah, but I feel like that's one of the things, like the right time, right place that it took forever to get out. So like if once I would hit it harder, it was just a long fly ball and everything. So
Sure.
I don't know.
You just look at Justin Crawford to me, and I see somebody that can't really play center field and can't hit, and I don't think his skill set is going to work at all in a corner outfield spot. And for those reasons, I just can't really look at him as being anything other than a below replacement level player, unfortunately.
You were playing to see all negative things, so I would just go the complete opposite and hope for that I would just be really right.
If you want to
I
be,
wouldn't be I
go
wouldn't be
ahead.
surprised if anything said is true, but be really funny if they all just become studs.
Oh, please, please set the Phillies up for a dynasty run. I would love it. But no, I am feeling more positive about the team. And maybe this next question I have will show that off a little bit. All Star game coming up soon. How many All Stars do you think
Woo.
the Phillies are going to have?
Okay, let me just okay, yeah, Schwarber, Harper, Sanchez, Wheeler, Marsh, 5.
Okay.
Maybe 6 with Duran.
I think Duran definitely is going to be All Star. Like for me, like the locks are like Duran, Schwarber, Sanchez, and then probably Harper. I don't like Harper. Does he deserve it? I think that's debatable.
He what? Like the OPS and NL? Like
Yeah, I mean, I guess he does. He's really improved his stats over like the last couple weeks. So
it's
yeah,
still I mean, Jack Brace is like if you take out the first week of the season, Harper's numbers are insane.
yeah. I mean, the defense really drags him down at first, but I
Yeah,
don't think that's gonna.
Harper's the number 8 in the majors in OPS.
Yeah, I mean, I think that as a hitter, he's been exceptional this year. But the defense at first base, I mean, not that that matters to the All Star game, right? And this game's being played at Citizens Bank Park. He is a lock, right? Like to me, Duran, Schwarber,
Exactly.
Harper, Sanchez are locks. And then maybe you get one of Wheeler or Marsh.
No, they're
I don't
both gonna
know.
make it.
I
No,
mean,
they're both gonna make it. Well, you gotta remember, pitchers aren't decided by fans. So Wheeler's definitely gonna make it.
yeah, but I mean, he should. I think Wheeler has a very strong case to make it. But
Yeah,
he
his ERA
did.
is 2.03.
Yeah, but he's pitched 5 or 6 starts fewer than everybody else, which didn't matter last year for Jacob Mizralski. So I'm still bullish on Wheeler making it, but I don't think it's a guarantee.
Yeah, but jeez, but are the Phillies just gonna have like a 5 second place finishes in Cy Young in like the past like decade? It's insane.
Hey, they might get second this year. Probably will. I mean,
Yeah,
it's a tough
Miz
race.
could break down.
I mean, it's also like going against Otani, whose ERA
Uh,
is like still below 2. I'm pretty sure, which is crazy. And obviously, there's lots of other big time talent. Paul Skeens, even though has lost like 8 straight of his starts. His overall season
but no,
stats are
Skeens is not what Skeens is not. Skeens is still really good this year, but he's not superhuman.
yeah, that's fair. Um, But it's gonna be a tough race. I think Sanchez is lined up probably well to get the silver or the bronze. And who knows with Wheeler if he does pitch like this the rest of the year, even though he'll only have like 25 starts, 26 starts. He will like play his way into getting plenty of votes, even though I don't think he's going to end up first place no matter what happens in the Cy Young race.
Yeah, yeah, but March is definitely March is like, what is he? Number 2 in the league in batting?
He has been great, but I think that there's only so many Phillies that can be on the team. Like
No,
if
no,
Brandon
but
Marsh,
I know, but the way they do it now with, like, people just drop out and everything, and the alternates,
well, that's more
I
on the pitching side. You know, like if a pitcher pitches on Sunday, they're not going to be in the All Star game. Um,
yeah.
and I do for that reason tend to think Wheeler is more likely just
Yeah,
because
Brandon
of
Marsh
the.
is top 5 in batting. He has to make the All-Star team.
Yeah, I mean, you want to bet something on it? Because I would say Marsh for me is less than 50%.
I don't know what you wanna bet though, but sure.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Because I mean, I think Marsh has a chance. Like I'd maybe say it's like 30%. But it sounds like you're thinking Marsh is like a lock.
He's a lock. No, he's a lock.
I hope he gets in. I love Brandon Marsh. I think that would be great.
No, but it's just hilarious that, like, would you even think that we would have, like, a debate of, like, 6 Phillies being the All-Star game when they should be?
It's crazy, right? I mean, if you know ask this question at the end of April,
No, it'd be Schwarber and Sanchez.
yeah, Schwarber, says Duran, maybe. Like,
Not even Duran, he was hurt then.
yeah, I guess that was when he was hurt at the end of April. So that's a good point. They have truly turned things around. They have truly
It was
turned
honestly the
things
best
around.
part. It's honestly just hilarious how amazing it would be. Like Duran is just fresh because he hurt his like what was it? Was his oblique he hurt?
I think that sounds right. Sounds about right.
Yeah, but it's just like so he got left oblique strain. Yeah, so he was out for like a couple weeks for a non-arm injury. So his arm got a rest while they lost 10 games in a row.
Yeah.
So he didn't have to worry about pitching.
Well, that is funny. I think sometimes I've been overly. I was trying to be positive about things by bringing up the All Stars, being like, "Wow, the Phillies are definitely going to get 4. They might even get 5 All Stars." And then you're coming in
Yeah,
here
they're gonna get
saying
6. They're
6
gonna
is a
get 6.
lock. You're making me
Yeah,
look
6 is a
like
lock.
some negative guy all over
6,
again.
6 is a lock.
Please, please. Um, so I do have something very funny that I prepared for this episode. We're going to talk about the Phillies game that was exactly 5 years ago today, because it is a really funny game. This was June 28th, 2021. I'm going to send this link to you, Jeremy, for us to talk about this because this is a very funny game. So this was against the Reds. The Reds won this game 14-4 or 12-4. Your starting pitcher this day for the Phillies was Spencer Howard, which is
One
a
time
name
through Howard.
that one time through Howard, exactly right. And their starting lineup that day was Herrera, Hoskins, McCutcheon, Harper. I guess he didn't have a problem not hitting third then. Bohm, Luke Williams hitting sixth, Ronald Torreyes seventh, Nat Time seventh, and then Spencer Howard was the pitcher hitting ninth. So um, crazy
Oh
starting
god.
lineup.
Oh my god.
It puts things in perspective, right? When you think that team made the World Series the next season, because that is unbelievable. And on the pitching side of this game, this was one of the Neftali Feliz games on the Phillies.
Yeah.
He got 2/3 of an inning in, and he allowed 3 runs, which drove his season ERA up on the Phillies to 40.5, which is not what you want to see. Eniel De Los Santos then came in to pitch the eighth inning, the bottom of the eighth, and he didn't do very well. He allowed 6 runs, 2 of them earned, driving his season ERA up to 12.27. And then old friend Nick Maton had to come into the game to finish it out. The winning pitcher this day for the Cincinnati Reds,
Yeah.
Heath Hembry. He obviously terrorized the Phillies as a member of the Phillies in 2020. He comes back the next year. He gets a win at Great American Ballpark against the Phillies. And the MVP of this game, without a doubt, is the third hitter of the Cincinnati Reds, Nick Castellanos, who puts up a 7 RBI day with a home run and a double. I just
Oh man,
think this game is
that
hilarious.
is pretty funny. Oh, and yeah, just a few thoughts. One, I always think it's really dumb that you could get a blown save in the 7th inning.
Yes, it should be like a blown hold, right?
Yeah, I know. I don't know why we have like make holds an official stat and blown holds. Like, come on. It'd be so much easier to evaluate pitchers more often. It'll be much easier for like fans to understand relievers and how clutch they are or not. Uh, yeah. Uh, what else? Wait, yeah, like Castellanos was good in 21. That's why we signed him. 300 hitter. Heath Hembree, just for help put to context how bad he was in 2020. He had went a 12.54 ERA in 11 games, 6.8 home runs per nine, 4.8 walks per nine. He was insane. I've never seen such a worse pitcher. And he was bad for the Reds that year too. He had 6.38 ERA in 45 games. But God, he was so bad. That 2020 and 2021 Phillies bullpen. It's just sad how the Nationals might actually take the record of worst bullpen.
Well, it's tough because we had a 60-game season in 2020, right? The Nationals are trying to replicate this over 162. So if they
Yeah,
are
I
able
mean,
to do that,
yeah, but 2021 bullpen was also historically bad.
yes, not as bad as 20, but when you consider it's over a full season,
Yeah.
it's still important to acknowledge. That's
Oh,
true.
but the thing with 20 is, didn't we? How many games back of did we? Yeah, the Marlins. We finished 3 games back of the Marlins, and our bullpen was just so bad. Like we had to finish. If we could have beaten the Marlins like twice, we would have made it in the bubble.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, no. Marlins, like peak Marlins, are terrorizing the Phillies era. I'm always gonna remember 2021 as like the Ranger Suarez season, where he was like the piggyback for Spencer Howard, and then he was the closer, and then he was like an incredible starting pitcher all in one season, which
yeah,
was crazy. But now you
yeah.
were
That
right.
that was yeah.
So I apologize for derailing this completely to
Oh, that was no. That's just so many fun little tidbits. I like that.
yeah,
Yeah,
that
what's
was
the Castellanos up to these days?
yeah, who knows? Maybe the Mets need him, right?
Yeah,
The Mets.
yeah. I mean, did we ever talk about like how he got like clearly he wore out his time in San Diego because reports had come out that he was like upset with his playing time there, and then they didn't play him in Philly and then released him in Philly. Like, come on.
Yeah, but it says something, right?
I know. But
Well,
speaking of head cases, we for some reason signed Tommy Pham for a minor league deal.
yeah. Thoughts on that? I'll tell you my
I've
thoughts.
never. Yeah, I mean the guy is a notorious hothead, shithead, whatever you want to call it. He's a douche.
I mean, absolutely. It's pretty hard to argue that he wouldn't be better than like Gabriel Rincones Jr. Though I think now Tommy Pham to me starts to like border the territory of like this player is so toxic that I don't want them on the team. Period. In fact,
Yeah,
he
considering
he
how
like
fragile this clubhouse seems to be.
right, right. And I think there were even reports like a few years ago, and he was like available for trade, and like maybe it was 2023 or something like that. That like there was no interest at all because of like Tommy Pham's like personality. Um,
Yeah.
so something changed within the last 3 years that people want him back.
Yeah, guess
Phillies
what?
want him back.
If yeah, well, if Hannibal Lecter could run a 440, he would have an eating disorder.
Yeah. One thing that really stood out to me over this like series with the Mets is they are like really bad. Um,
Oh, it's hilarious.
yeah, I mean the entire generation of prospects that they thought they had. I mean, this is a very Phillies like thing. It completely failed. Like Mark Vientos is a nothing. Brett Beatty, he's a nothing. Francisco Alvarez, he's a nothing. Ronnie Mauricio, he's a nothing. Go ahead.
Well, Mauricio's a failed Giants prospect. Vientos was never a top 100 prospect.
People thought
So
after 24 though that he was going to be able to like unlock something,
yeah,
and
yeah, I know they thought that, but just 135 strikeouts and 33 walks. You looked at everything else around him. It was very much a BABIP merchant year. Beatty is definitely a major bust. He was top 12 pick, and I can't believe he had 3 WAR last year. What the hell?
crazy,
But
right? I mean, but I think Met fans have really
yeah,
worn out.
I know, but Ewing and Bang is it how do you pronounce Bange?
Bench.
Bench, yeah, Ewing and Bench are really good and they're young, so I wouldn't. They've had more success there than we've had it forever.
Absolutely. I mean, I think you look at like the
Yeah,
state of their farm too, and it's like much healthier than like the Phillies farm.
yeah.
And
Ewing has 3 home runs. Bench has 9 home runs. Crawford has 2.
yeah, I mean, and then you look at the pitching side, right? And like, they
Oh, the
they were
pitching side,
able.
they definitely felt they uh, yeah, I get yeah, McLean looks probably promising, very promising. Christian Scott is promising.
They have Jonah Tong, who's been in the minors for most of the year this year. He's very young, only 23, but it's like a very highly regarded
But
prospect.
yeah, but he is not doing well in the minors at all.
Yeah, yeah. They had Brandon Sproat, and they were able to turn him into Freddie Peralta, even though Freddie Peralta fall apart.
Yeah. But no, but their we have no one as good as Benj and Ewing coming up.
Yes.
So
What do you make of like the whole Kodai Senga thing? Like, it was so weird to me that he was just like the long relief pitcher for the
well, it's
Mets.
every well because he was really good. Then he just got like injured last year, like halfway through last year, and just was never the same.
But at this point, like, I think I've read some stuff about like him refusing to be sent down to the minor leagues. Like, the Mets should probably just DFA him. Like,
But they need bodies there right now.
I guess
That's the thing.
if he's a long relief
Well, because
pitcher, then
they optioned Senga last year because he's struggled really bad in the second half.
yeah. I thought it was funny how on the broadcast today, Rudimar Jr. was like saying how like the Mets thought that Senga was going to be one of these pitchers Yamamoto Otani esque that come over and dominate right away, but I mean
That
Kodai
was
Senga
never.
Kodai Senga has like by and large been a good major league pitcher. He was an all
Yeah,
star with Cy Young votes as a rookie in 23, a 30-year-old rookie because he came over from Japan obviously. And he was injured in 24, but he was, very good for the first half of the season last year before injuries messed him up again, right? Like, I mean, the forkball, like a few years ago, was like the big talk across baseball. Like, this is a guy that had major league success.
I know, but what is Amaro's talking about? He was 30 years old, signed to 50 million a year. No one thought he would be he was. I remember everyone was like, "Oh my god, how good he was."
Yeah. I think people were expecting him to be like a mid rotation pitcher, not somebody that,
Yeah, exactly.
could be a top end starter
Yeah,
for any period of time.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, I know. Yeah, but then the hell Amaro's talking about.
The Phillies broadcasts are really starting to like grate on me a little bit, especially the TV broadcast. Like, I find myself listening to the radio more and more.
Oh, I mean, Krinsky, Anderson, and Stalker are amazing.
They are. No, they really are great. And it feels like you're watching like state sponsored television when you watch the TV broadcast. Because it's just like it feels so like obnoxiously positive about like everything about the Phillies that it feels like it's like detached from reality in a way. Maybe it's just me that feels that way. But
I don't. I mean, besides Crook and McCarthy, I've always complained about Ben Davis. Amaro is just so hit and miss.
right, right.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
is now
But I
public.
really enjoy Kevin Stalker.
As a color guy, I like him a lot, but like I find that the like inning or two that he does the
Oh
play
yeah.
by play
No, no,
to
no, no,
be
no. He's no, no. I agree with that. but no, but he's got like some hilarious, just like tangent energy, and as a color guy, it's really funny.
Right. I think one of the most interesting things that have been released over the last few days is Matt Gelb has reported that NBC Sports Philadelphia is in financial peril, and that the Phillies TV deal is at risk. So this is one of the Phillies' largest sources of the revenue. They get, I think about like a quarter to a third of like their yearly revenue from NBC Sports Philadelphia. But it appears that they are on the brinks of bankruptcy, and that it is very possible, maybe even likely, that they are not going to be around for all that much longer. And the Phillies have been working on creating their own TV network to prepare for this potential eventuality. What do you think about this? Because I'm concerned about like this. Is going to be a major drop in income that the Phillies get. They get $250 million a year from NBC Sports Philadelphia.
Yeah, I'm just the whole like they're owned by like Comcast though. So I was there like what's going on with the money? Like I just want to know what the hell going on with the money. What is going on?
Apparently, like Comcast, Xfinity, they have set it up so that it is like a legally distinct entity, and NBC Sports Philadelphia going bankrupt would not require NBC Universal, Comcast. Like there would be no bailing out, right? Like they are their own company, and they would, they go out of business. The Phillies will not be getting that $250 million a year that they are getting right now from them.
Yeah, yeah, so it feels like just corporate shenanigans to like put off money, and like they're owned by NBC Sports Group, 75%, which is
Yeah,
a division of yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, like what's Comcast financial report 2025? Yeah, they were yeah, they had 32 billion in revenue. They weren't so I've yeah, just who knows like what kind of like debt structure was put up with everything. You never know the whole story with that
right.
group. Yeah, because I mean sports sells ads like that's like the one thing that's really good at. So yeah. So who knows? Yeah, I'm assuming it's just mismanagement of that. But
Probably.
this yeah, but the Phillies MLB should own all the rights, get rid of the blackout crap. I mean, it feels like after like what was it a year or 2 years ago? The whole idea is ESPN's going to own all the rights, and streaming was going to have to stream from ESPN.
I mean, I don't think that's like a terrible outcome. Like I know people's like perception is to hate ESPN, but
Well,
as a
I just
hockey
hate it
fan,
'cause yeah,
they
but
have
they
like
own
all of their
MLB
games on
TV.
ESPN Plus.
ESPN owns MLB TV now.
Yes, yeah, like I think it like next year will be
It
going
is.
to ESPN's platform. But
Yeah,
as a hockey fan, watching out of market games through ESPN Plus is so convenient, right? Like I get my ESPN Plus broadcast whenever there's like a college basketball game or whatever that I want to watch on ESPN Plus. I pay like $15 a month, and I get like every LA Kings game as like an out of market customer, and it is excellent, right? Like it is so good, and I think in market Kings fans pay like a little bit more, but like it overall is not a big deal. Like it is a cheap
I know, but
subscription.
I know, yeah, but the thing is, it's cheap now, and this is what always happens. Then they got bought, and then there's no competition. They raise the price because they need. You can't just make money; you have to make more money.
Yeah, I mean, but you look at the way it is for the Phillies right now. I mean, maybe it's a little bit different for you since you've never been like in the Phillies
Yeah,
broadcasting
I just
network.
paid. Yeah, I just paid for MLB TV.
Yeah, the Phillies make it quite difficult, or maybe it's more accurate to say NBC Sports Philadelphia makes it quite difficult to watch. If you have like any kind of like antenna based thing, like Direct TV, for example, or Dish or something like that, NBC Sports Philadelphia will not be found on that. Many of
Yeah,
like the online streamers, right? Things like DirecTV Stream, things like Hulu with live sports, all of these kind of things they are not available on. The way
yeah,
that I currently watch the Phillies in network is, I think, maybe the cheapest way to do it, which is like a $65 YouTube TV sports only plan. And I think you can buy like a Phillies only thing through NBC Sports Philadelphia, but that's also I think like 30 or
Yeah, no, but
40
it's
a
my
month.
my dad had this idea over a decade ago. It was, why can't we just subscribe to what team we want to subscribe to and figure out the price on that? Why can't I subscribe to the Sharks, the Phillies, and the Rams?
I mean, that would probably require like every single league to
If
like
ES
work together, right?
but if ESPN has hockey rights, MLB rights, who cares?
Do they have? They don't have NFL rights, right? That's like
No, no,
Sunday
no. NFL,
Ticket.
I know NFL is their own. Yeah, I pay for that.
Yeah,
But the whole thing is, just, yeah, I won't mind if ESPN does all. I just don't want. I'm just worried about like Netflix keeps raising the freaking prices, adding ads,
sure.
making it worse. I mean, MLB
Getting rid
TV
of
already
password
has ads.
sharing.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, did you see they like clamping down on that even more? Like you have to tie up email to a profile.
Crazy.
Yeah, but I guess the MLB TV is already you already have the ads in it, so that's fine. So it's just about server streaming quality like that can be consistent. I mean, MLB TV streaming quality is kind of dog shit the past few years. So many
I mean, you
times
look at
it just like lag.
here's my take on it. The Apple TV broadcasts have such high fidelity compared to all the other
I know.
broadcasts that it
I
makes
know.
every other one look worse, even though it's like the same thing that we had 5 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Apple TV is such a step up that it makes everything else look
Yeah.
comparatively shitty.
Yeah. Yeah. So as long as so I wouldn't mind it. I don't mind ESPN being the streaming code or whatever. Just as long as the price isn't stupid and they don't do forcing stupid things like I think if you try to sign up for MLB TV as a new customer this year, you just also sign up for ESPN Plus free trial, but then they would, if you weren't careful, they would not cancel it. So just none of that stupid dark pattern bullcrap. That's all I'm really worried about. Like I don't want to
Mhm.
have to be bundled with like, first of all, I don't care about the NBA really anymore. So I don't want to
Right.
have to be paying for NBA game. Like I just want to be able to pay for MLB and potentially hockey.
It doesn't need to be as confusing as it is. Like it should be a lot simpler, right?
Yeah.
Well, let's jump ahead and talk about the Phillies probables for this week's series against the Pirates. It's a 4 game set, so that's exciting. Monday through Thursday. Monday night, we have Braxton Ashcraft against Aaron Nola. Tuesday night, we have Chris Sanchez going against Bubba Chandler. Wednesday night, we have a great pitching matchup of Zach Wheeler against Paul Skeens, a rematch of a game that already happened in Pittsburgh earlier this season. And then Thursday afternoon, which who knows what's going to happen to this game? I don't know if you're aware, but it's going to be like one of the hottest heat waves ever in the Philadelphia area.
Oh, I'm
That's
not aware of that.
peaking on Thursday. It's going to be like 102 degrees, I think, or like at game time at 12:35 p.m. Jared Jones and Alan Ronhell are your scheduled pitchers. So, what are your thoughts on this series?
Well, first of all, I think it's just really weird. We have a Friday off day after that, and then I can't believe we're like the schedule makers. Why is Philadelphia away on 4th of July?
The thing that I have heard about this at one point, I don't remember where I heard it from, is the Phillies offer to have their holidays be in other places because the Phillies don't have like attendance problems and people will show up regardless of when a
Okay.
game is. But other teams that don't draw as well really care about getting those holiday home games to draw bigger crowds.
Oh, good guy Middleton. Oh.
But it's weird. Like I feel like it's usually a day game on July 4th. Like a 8-10 first pitch against the Royals. Like, people are gonna have to choose between watching the Phillies and watching fireworks.
You probably just watched the fireworks. The Royals are a dumpster fire right now. That seems like a pretty safe victory. Okay, but jumping back to topic, the Pirates. Yeah, the Pirates. They're an enigma of a team, honestly. So, uh, yeah, Aaron Nola. Nola seems to be stabilizing at 2 to 3 runs, 5 innings. I take that every day of the week now from Nola. Hopefully, it can continue. We should. I mean, Chandler is just all over the place. but Sanchez should stifle Pittsburgh. I feel Skeens is going to dominate us just because. Yeah, I could see it taking. I expect 3-4.
Yeah, I think I'm with you. I mean, I wouldn't be disappointed, but 204. But I do want to pounce while
Yeah,
the
split.
Braves
Yeah,
are.
yeah. In a 4-game series, like I mean, that's the funny. You always like, oh, I'm fine with a split, and then you get mad at a split. Honestly, it matters how the split happens. If you lose the first two, then win the next two, you're a great split. If you win the first two, lose the last two, pisses you off.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I didn't want to pounce on the Braves while they're struggling, right? Because they're not going to be struggling like this forever,
Yeah,
and I want to be able
yeah,
to get as close as possible and maybe even take the lead in the division while they're still
yeah,
playing like this.
yeah.
Sweet.
I agree.
Well, I think that is all that I have for this one. Do you have anything
Uh,
else, Jeremy?
yes. What are your thoughts on Kerkering in the eighth inning?
Uh, I mean, it hasn't been working out, right? Like it.
It yeah. Today it got super lucky, walked the bases loaded, but the other, yeah, yeah, the guy, uh, I don't understand it. Yeah, we thought everyone, oh, after the Dodger series, he like that was the best thing for him, tough as nails, everything. But it just, I don't know what happened in the eighth inning. He just can't throw strikes, not even close.
Yeah, I mean, I think you probably put Keller back there once he's healthy again, and like hopefully Keller is better than he's been. Because if he's not, like the Phillies low key are going to need like an eighth inning pitcher because Keller has not been as expected. Kirkering is starting to fall off. Sugar is falling off. The lefties are hit and miss, right? Like I think they have plenty of mid-level relievers and a great top-end reliever in Duran, but like they need maybe one more high-end, high-ish leverage arm.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, just looking at the state of the game and everything, there's no good right-handed bats that are worth of capital that would be available. Like, I would trade the farm for J-Rod from the Mariners, but they're not gonna do that.
No,
No,
I
I'm
mean
not.
I don't think the Phillies farm gets the Julio Rodriguez.
Yeah, probably, yeah, that too. So it's that's I don't wanna, and I don't think anyone who's available is gonna fix the team enough, so I don't wanna really trade anything for them. So, if we can get a solid another reliever, I'd rather go for that.
The Mariners are also in first place in the AL West, even though they're
Yeah, I
42
know,
and
yeah, I'm
42.
just saying though, I'm just saying, you're not gonna get an impact bat or anything that's gonna be better than a fourth outfielder, and if Derek Hill's luck continues, then like, yeah, I don't see anyone available worth it, especially who could be we would like probably stay cheap. You wouldn't go for a rental. There's no one good enough that I would like. I don't want to trade anything for them. It's not going to fix the problems of the team that what we would want from an impact bet.
Yeah, it's a tough spot that they're in. I don't know what the answer is, but hopefully we get a little bit more clarity in the next month and change before the trade deadline.
Yeah.
Cool. I think that's a great note to leave it off on. Thank you for joining, Jeremy. I really appreciate having you on tonight. Thank you, everybody, for listening. We will talk to you again real soon. Thank you.
Bye.